Hello, I'm Rosalyn Fung. I am an intuitive mindsets and visionary business coach, and I specialize in client attraction and soulful selling. I am also a speaker, a best-selling author. I am, as we record this, I am going to be a very soon to be future podcaster with my new upcoming podcast called Activate Your Soulgasmic Business. So I wanted to come on today to share the way and what I see with how entrepreneurs are marketing themselves online and the mistakes I see. I don't want that for you. Okay, so I'm going to share with you the 3 mistakes, and then I'm also going to share with you what to do instead. So be sure to stay tuned as I walk you through this. Now, I also draw on my previous background, and it comes along with me as a foundation in my business coaching. I used to be a registered psychologist for 11 years, and I have a master's in marriage and family therapy. So what does that have to do with business coaching? Well, I see things in systems. That's the way I'm trained, and I see things in how people show up in their family systems, and I bring that into my work as a business coach. So it's a very fascinating way in how I see things and how I support my soulmate clients to see that perspective as well. So what is a soulmate client, by the way? Most of you may know that term, more referred to the term of ideal client or avatar. I find it a little bit cold. It's not really on brand for me because I am very spiritual, and I work with a lot of spiritual coaches, leaders, light workers. I also work with therapists as well now as my clients. And I work with people who are here to change the world through transformation, working with other people. That's my passion. And so let's get into what the 3 mistakes I see are. Okay, so when it comes to marketing online to get free leads meaning attracting your soulmate clients, the mistake I see, mistake number 1, is not niching. Okay, so if you do not niche, which means get really clear about who your ideal soulmate client is, then your messaging is really messy, it's not clear, and you're trying to call in everybody. I know, so many people struggle with this. I know I personally did too, okay? So I've been there where you know you can work with everybody, but you know what? You're not meant to work with everybody. You need to really laser in. Think about it this way. So think about a living room lamp or light, right? It like really shines that light, and it goes, shines the whole room, shines into the whole room, right? So but it's not a really strong light, okay? And then think about a laser light. How strong it is. It's so strong that it will cut a diamond. So I want you to think about you being that laser light, that beam, so that as you are really using that, we'll say, sword of discernment, okay, you're being really clear who you're going to work with. What's going to happen is your soulmate clients, because there's many of them in this archetype, okay, they're all going to start really leaning in. And don't worry, the people who are really loving your content, but they're not exactly your soulmate client, meaning they don't quite fit the description, that's okay. They're still going to come, all right? So mistake number 1 is not niching, all right? So I'll talk about the mistakes first. And then the second mistake is that people are expecting to put out a Facebook event or a Facebook post that's all about selling your next offer, your retreat, your program, and expecting that one post is going to get attention. What happens? Crickets. Crickets, right? It's like, oh, why aren't many people seeing this event? How come there's nothing going on? So expecting to just post like one call to action is what those posts are called, sales post, an offer, and expecting some people to just show up and buy, that's not going to work for you. And you probably have noticed that, okay? So a standalone post with a call to action like that is not going to work. And then mistake number 3 is really, and it's tied to number 2, is not showing up consistently, randomly posting and winging it, or not really showing up, okay? Just expecting to post here and there, and then expecting to attract clients is not really going to work. So what do we do instead? All right, so I think solution number 1 is really obvious, right? If you're not niching, niche. It's really important that you pick a lane of an ideal soulmate client, really get intimate with knowing who this soulmate client is. And if it helps, if you're working with clients already, who is that one client that lights you up? You're like, oh my God, I have so much fun working with this client. It never feels like work. I want more of this client. I just like can't believe I get paid to work with this person. That's your soulmate client. And you see that you are really journeying with them into their transformation, and it's soulgasmic. That's right, I did say soulgasmic, right? It's like an orgasm in your soul that you're having so much fun, okay? Yeah, and by the way, these are my pillars to my business. As you can see, one of them is fun, another one is sexy, and the other one is bold. All right, that's my vibe, fun, bold, sexy. And it's even in my last name. So if we're not having fun in business, what's the point, right? And so get really clear about who your soulmate client is. Number 2, it's really about content marketing and having strategy, knowing what kind of posts to post on your social media pages. So I will say the rule would be 80% value that speaks to your soulmate client. That will stop the scroll. This will get them to go, oh my gosh. Okay, and I'm actually going to go into, you guys are getting some juicy stuff that my paying clients pay me to tell them, okay? So if you're watching this, thank your lucky stars. You were divinely guided here. There's many different types of content marketing. Okay, there's many types of content marketing. I'm going to go over about 5 of them. So 80% of your posts need to be giving value so that it is attracting your soulmate clients. So it's writing to them. Okay, you're not trying to write to everybody. Remember that. And 20% is selling. All right. So some of the kinds of posts that you can share are inspirational. So that could be your own story. This does require courage and vulnerability. I will also say this is the most powerful, magnetic way to show up. Authentic, genuine, vulnerably you. So I'm gonna motto, okay? So, and this is often tying back to your why. And I really believe our purpose, a lot of people aren't clear about their purpose either. You're getting an extra tip from me here. A lot of people think, oh, my purpose is to serve and help and change the world. But that's really general and really vague. Our purpose is that pain, that thing that happened to us that we never want to have happen to us or anyone else again. So for me, back in 2008, I was standing on this bodybuilding stage, and I had my perfect fitness model physique. I was competing in figure. And on the outside, my life looked completely perfect. I had just started my career as a new psychologist in private practice, something I had been working so long and hard for. And I had been married, I still am, to my husband of 3 years at that point in time. And we were happily married. And then I also was a second-degree black belt in karate and was a role model to kids, to teens, and adults. So on the outside, I look completely happy and confident. Confidence means I believed in myself and my abilities to do these things really well. Okay, confidence is related to ability. So my life looked completely perfect on the outside. But behind closed doors, I was actually stuck in food restriction, binge eating, feeling guilty, beating myself up, and then purging through over-exercising. And some of you, as you're watching this, might be able to relate, right? That's a lot of pain. And my self-worth, which is different than confidence, was really low. Self-worth is about the value you hold of yourself. Another word for that is self-esteem. I had very low self-esteem. Even though I looked like I had high self-esteem and I was really confident, they don't go hand in hand, by the way. A lot of people get that confused. They are not the same, okay? So I had really low self-worth. I wasn't super aware of that at that time, though. And so on that day, on stage, I came in last place. And last place confirmed that I was not enough. And so naturally, I had a breakdown. And this led me to do inner work. I was actually, as a therapist, learning about this method called Haikomi. And Haikomi means, how do I stand in relationship with myself? And how do I stand in relationship with others? And if you think about it, we're always in these relationships, right? It's either we're always with ourselves, and then we're always connecting with other people. And if you think about in a friendship or a business relationship, in a romantic relationship, we're always communicating, but we have our own shit, right? So we're communicating with being able to go, what's my stuff? What's your stuff? And how do we not let our stuff collide, right? And so what I learned, this is a mindfulness method that combines psychology, neuroscience, and spirituality. It works with the subconscious. And what I learned was that I was operating from this unconscious belief that I am valued in my doingness. So my achievements, my status, my successes, and how much money I was making versus my beingness, who I am as a person. And it was like my doingness was never enough. So I had become this overachiever, this perfectionist, and I was like this hardcore type A personality. No, I'm still a type A. And what I was back then was I didn't value rest. I didn't honor it. And it was like no pain, no gain, that kind of mentality, like push, 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 push. And now, because we can't change our personality type, I truly learned through this awakening, it's a spiritual awakening, my very first one, I learned how to really come home to myself. I learned the art of slowing down. I learned how to embrace perfectly imperfect and let go of control, really surrender. And so today, I'm certified as a Haikomi therapist. What happened after that was with this huge spiritual awakening, I got certified as an eating psychologist, and I ran many transformational groups. for women, and I run some for men. And I worked with lots of former versions of myself. And that's often who our soulmate clients are, by the way. That's a hint. Okay. Our soulmate clients are people who experience the same struggles we experience. And so for me, my why today, what I really practice and preach is about inspiring others and myself and others to really show up in who we are, to really show up authentically in our beingness, valuing our beingness over doingness. It's the be, do, have motto. You see, in our society, it has it all backwards. It has it all wrong. We are taught you have to do something, and then you can be happy, right? Like, work out really fucking hard, and then restrict your food, and then you can be happy. Or you can have that perfect bite, and then you can be happy. That's how I thought back then, right? And so now, to this day, our why doesn't change as we evolve, right? I am no longer a psychologist. I'm a business coach, and I really preach about beingness and business and really fully showing up as your authentic self. Because as you really fully show up, you magnetize your ideal clients. What happens as well is if you don't fully show up, there's a couple things that happen. You can attract the wrong type of clients, all right? Or there's misalignment. Like there's a perception of you, and then people are like, I don't know why, I can't put my finger on it, because energy doesn't lie. They'll feel like something's off. Have you ever met somebody like that? I'm sure you have, right? It's like they seem really nice, but something doesn't feel truly authentic. It doesn't really quite feel aligned, and we can't put our finger on it sometimes. So this is why it's really important to just be so unapologetically you. And my mission is so that when we are fully expressing ourselves, we are living in a world where we can be authentically safe. We can authentically feel safe to be ourselves. Okay, so that would be my why. That would be a story. I hope that inspired some of you. So you can do a Facebook Live doing that. You can write about it. And another kind of content marketing post is educational, letting people know. So I kind of blended this story I just told you, right? There was inspiration. I also gave you a little bit of education, such as the difference between self-worth and confidence. And education gives a lot of value. Again, you're speaking to your soulmate clients. Another one is a trigger post. These ones are kind of fun, okay? So this is really about being bold. And for me, I really love to let my clients know and really embody this. You're not for everybody. You're not for everybody. And as you show up and speak your truth, if you are not polarizing people, you're not going bold enough. You want to be polarizing people. And so a trigger post is awesome for that. A trigger post, again, is speaking to your ideal clients. So what that looks like, an example I wrote here is when I had this was a really popular trigger post. And of course, my soulmate clients are spiritual entrepreneurs and coaches and people who change the world. So mine is, and this can apply to anybody really, in terms of being in business, you're not moving forward in your business because you're allowing yourself to be distracted. I got a lot of mic drops for that one, right? And it's a post that many people will be like, called me out. Thank you, right? And it shifts them back. I also had some people say mic drop. So it's a really fun post to have. It also takes a stand. That's what's really important. And then another one is client testimonials. Those are really powerful. It's social proof. right? You can do, and if you look at my Facebook pages, you will see that I interview my clients, I write about my clients' successes and the work that we do. Recently I called a client out and how she was so grateful for that. Now, my soulmate clients are accountable. They look at their own self. They know, they hire me because I call them out with love, and they're grateful for that because then they see, oh, Roz called me out on a blind spot, which we can't see our own blind spots, right? So client testimonials are huge, and that gets a lot of attraction in terms of positioning yourself and then having people go, oh, again, your soulmate clients go, yeah, like that is a potential person for me to work with. Okay, if they see themselves in your soulmate clients, because we're all mirrors for each other, then that is awesome. And if they don't, great, you're polarizing, right? And one more is lifestyle. You know, to be soulfully selling, again, you're doing it in a way that is authentic, that is real, that is sharing your lifestyle. You know, if we think about businesses who don't have a lot of connection, like personal connection, there's just logos, but there isn't like stories, there isn't like that heartfelt kind of emotions being brought out in their marketing, then it's harder to connect, right? And so as you can probably tell by now on this video, you can tell that it is very much about dropping in, being connected with yourself first. Beingness in business is so important because as you are so much more comfortable in your relationship with yourself, you can show up and shine so much more, okay? And you are a living, breathing, you're your own living, breathing brand, right? And so your clients are looking at you as a mirror. I get a lot of clients booking in, before they become my clients, booking in the discovery calls. And one of the things they often say is, I see you. I see you practicing what you preach. I see you living your lifestyle just exactly. You're very consistent and congruent in all aspects of your life. When they meet me in real life, they are like exactly what I see in your photos, exactly how you show up on Facebook Live. It's like I already met you. It doesn't feel like the first time. And then also, if I haven't met somebody like in person because they don't live around where I am, you know, showing up and doing a Zoom call, they're just like, man, you really show up. Your pictures are just, you're exactly how I thought you were to be. And also showing up dressed on brand is really important. Now, it shouldn't feel like extra work to dress on brand because it's you, right? So, however, we don't want the version of, you know, I'm just kind of hanging around in my PJs, unless that's on brand for you, okay? and it really matters on your messaging. It really matters on what your messaging is, and that you're aligned, showing up that way, so that when people are reaching out to you, they're like, you literally live it. So fun, bold, sexy. I feel like I dress very fun, bold, sexy. I go out and people tell me, like, you are so fun. Oh my gosh, I love your style. Oh my gosh, it's sexy. You're sexy, you know? And sexy for me is really about magnetism. It's not about what you look like, okay? You can think about a classically attractive person, but if they have these personality characteristics that are a bit of a turnoff, you know, egotistical, self-absorbed, taker energy, rude, that's not sexy, right? So it's not about what you look like. It is all about your energy and how you hold yourself and how you radiate that out. That is absolutely magnetic when you're fully yourself, expressing yourself. So I hope that was helpful. And then tip number 3 is having, instead of posting random stuff here and there and hoping and praying somebody's going to sign up for your workshop or book in a discovery call, you need to have a system and strategies in place. You need to understand what you're posting, what your strategy is, how you're showing up. So just showing up alone isn't, honestly, will get you somewhere. Yes, it's better than not showing up, and it's better than being inconsistently showing up. If you showed up consistently, that's great. And having a systems, a business model in place is key. Okay, having strategies and systems is key so that you know exactly how you're going to show up, how it's going to serve and support, give lots of value, and at the same time with the purpose of magnetizing your clients, your people, and then converting them into your clients. Okay, so just to recap, all right, the mistakes to not do is to try to message, like market to everybody, okay? So instead, niche. Okay, mistake number 2 is to just put out a sales post and hope and pray that people are gonna come without any other thing happening around you. So I gave you 5 ways to content market. This is gold, guys. People pay me for this, okay? And mistake number 3 is having no systems or strategies and being inconsistent, all right? So obviously then have a system and strategy in place, be consistent in showing up, and continue to give lots of value. And so as you're doing this, people are really going to feel more called to lean in and eventually convert. All right, it's really fun. It's really fun and it's exciting. Okay, so if you feel called and you want to learn more, okay, I have 3 different ways in how you could do that. Number 1, I have some free resources. I'd love for you to come and play in my free Facebook group called Magnetize and Monetize for Coaches, Healers, and Entrepreneurs. And number two, I was gonna say 3. Number 2, you can download my free client attractor checklist where there's more of these kinds of tips. There are 11 key ways in how you can attract your soulmate clients. All right. So you can go to funboldsexy.com/client attractor. That's one word. And then finally, if you are feeling ready, you're feeling like a little bit like frustrated, you've been trying some of these, like you've been trying to market yourself and you're not getting anywhere, you don't even know where to start in terms of strategies and systems, and you're ready to be coached, hop on a business soul alignment discovery call with me. It's free. All right. And where you can go is electrifymybusiness.com, because that's what I do. I will help you get turned on and electrify your business. All right, my loves. So I hope to connect with you. I would love to hear what your takeaways are from this, what your action steps are, and I can't wait to connect with you. Take care.